Hi everybody. Okay, so how do I use a mandolin? And what in the world is a mandolin? Those were my questions, and that's what I wanted to know. The first time my company introduced a mandolin, I went and did some research. I asked what it was all about. But a mandolin is one of the handiest things that you can have in your kitchen. If you are the kind of person, and this is me, when I'm slicing tomatoes or onions, I can get that slice anywhere from the beginning where it's perfect all the way out to either it's too thick or it's too thin. Oh my gosh. And if that's you, mandolins will help you cut everything that you're cutting to the same thickness, the same thinness. And you know, there's some things where I don't care and I can just chop them up. But there are some things where I want it done, like if I'm doing tomatoes for hamburgers, or I'm doing veggies for a soup and I want it to be pretty, or I'm doing onions for hamburgers, or whatever it is that I'm preparing and I want them to be the same size. So easy. And then talk about time saving. If I'm doing like a fruit punch, they are wonderful for going ahead and slicing up fruits and having all those fruit slices in that punch. So what I'd like to do is to show you a little bit. Now this is my company, this is Tupperware's Mandoline, and I want to show you some key features that I think are really important, whether you are working with our Mandoline or you're working with one that you got at Sur La Table or Bed Bath & oh, they're not in business anymore, oops, at any of the kitchen stores that you may like to go to. So the first thing that I love about ours, and I'm going to bring it up, is that I can protect myself because I hurt myself by bringing and as you can see, the platform here is above the blade, and that means that I'm not going to hurt myself. Now, no guarantees, but it means that I'm not going to hurt myself. And it's in a lock position, and I appreciate the fact that it has a lock position so that when I grab it out of the cupboard, I can go ahead and be certain that I'm not going to just touch the blade and slice my finger. The other thing that I really love about ours is that when I do bring this down, that I can vary the thickness, and I'm not sure you can see as this goes down, that it goes down thicker. So that's a pretty thick slice, as you can see. So I have some lateral movement there. With ours, the other thing that I like is the fact that I do have these blades that come up, and I have two thicknesses. This is the wider side of the blade, and this is the thinner side. So that means I can do my own French fries. That means I can do julienne. That means I can cube, large cubes, smaller cubes. There's so many things that I can do with this. So I'm going to put those down so we'll use those because I am going to cube an onion and show you how that all works. I love the fact that it has a handle in the back that I can hang on to. It has rubber feet so it doesn't slide around on my counter. It also comes with this particular one comes with another blade, a crinkle cut blade, so that I can do crinkle cut French fries or potatoes. I can crinkle cut anything I want to. I can do zucchini, I can do cucumbers. All of a sudden I can't remember anything. And ours does come with a holder that snaps into the back, okay, so that I can store it back here. Now you want to remove this before you actually, and if the one that you're working with has this, take it out because it doesn't work when it's already in. Also, what I liked about this one, and I did go to Williams-Sonoma, I did go to Sur La Table, I did go to some other kitchen places, and I looked at other ones, and I found that I couldn't always open it up and clean the blades underneath. Well, ours does that, so I like ours for that. And lastly, I found that they didn't all come with a food guide. And that's where, when you see people work, and I'm going to show you how I do it when I'm not working with the food guide, but that's where I found that people slice their fingers, and these blades are very, very sharp, all right, when you don't have a food guide to guide you through. And I do it both ways, and I'm very careful. And then, of course, the fact that this will actually just pop out easily so I can clean it, and change the blade. So I think those are all important things that I really liked about it. I'm going to show you real quickly how, and I've got a grapefruit here, and I probably would do grapefruits, lemons, limes, all of those things, and I can use my food guide And if I'm using my food guide, I'm going to pull it up, okay, just as you see it here, and you can see that there's some prongs, and I'm going to just push it into my grapefruit. And now I can go ahead, now this is large, so this is a lot to hang along with, to work with, but I can, this is so big, okay, this is so big I don't need a food guide, but I can go ahead and I can slice it, and this is too thick, hold on. Don't you love it when that happens? I don't want it that thick. So I can go ahead and I can slice it. And now I have grapefruit slices that I could go ahead, that are nice and thin, that I could put into some water. This could be lemons, limes, but this happened to be what I had from my grapefruit tree. So nice and thin. Okay, so let me clean this out just a little bit so we don't have onion with grapefruit. And it is easy to clean. And so I'm going to do this. All right, I'm going to show you how I also do celery. Now, normally you wouldn't slice celery this way, but the reason I do it is if I were doing a soup and I wanted everything to be uniform, I am going to bring this up so it's not quite so thick and be very, very careful. So this is where you're not working with the food guide, and I am going to just go and watch your hands. So now what I have, and I can do carrots, I can do all kinds of things this way. Now what I have is I have celery that is all the same width and the same height, and they're just all the same size. Okay, so how easy was that? Now this is this is terrible for a Tupperware person to tell you this. And this is one of the things that I love about our product, that somehow this little bell pepper got left out of my fridge smarts. And you know, we have the best products. That's why I love working with this company, is that our products save you so much money. They save you food. And we have so many products for so many different places in your kitchen, but my fridge smarts are wonderful for my bell peppers, but somehow this little bell pepper got left out. But let's say I wanted to slice this bell pepper, and again, I can put it on the food guide, and I can go ahead and I can slice it, but because it's sort of wobbly, it's very sad. It's a sad bell pepper. Put it in fridge smarts. But I can go ahead and I can still slice. And now I have sliced bell pepper. Take a look. Again, all the same size for stir fry, for my salads, for a soup, for whatever it is that you're doing, a pasta, whatever it is that you're doing. So very simple. Do you know that I would never be able to get everything sliced the same thickness? And of course that has a lot to do with how it cooks. So I'd never be able to do that with my knife skills because they're terrible. Now another thing that I like is mushrooms. So I bought two different things of mushrooms. I typically always buy my mushrooms in bulk. And I don't know if you're a mushroom person or not. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this mushroom and I am going to put it on the food guide. So let me move my celery and move my bell peppers. And I'm going to go ahead and stick it right on. I can slice my mushrooms and just push it down, and I am good to go. Whoops. Okay. That was the stem, which I forgot to take off. And take a look at this. Again, would I ever be able to do that? These are all sliced, the very same thickness. And you know what? These were like, I think $1.99 a pound. They were on sale. Versus I could buy them like this, and I bought this special, and this was $2.49, and it is 8 ounces, and I could get a whole pound of mushrooms for about half the price of what I could get here. Lastly, I'm going to show you an onion. Now, the other thing that I can do is I can slice. So I can do, as I mentioned, I can do potatoes. Let me move this down so I can clean it out. I can do potatoes. Ooh, look at all those wonderful mushrooms. I'm going to do something with those tonight. And I'm going to do an onion. Onions make us cry. And I am going to go ahead and put my food guide on. And I'm just going to push it down. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do cubes. Yeah, I want some big cubes. So I'm going to start here. And you know, actually, I don't need to cube this one in, so let me cut it in half. I think that would be easier for me to work with. Okay. There we go. So I'm going to bring this up, bring it up, and I'm going to slice it. I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to come down. Now, does it take a little bit of muscle? Yeah, it does. But you know what? And that's just about the end of it. Okay. And I end up with a little bit of a slice. Let's take a look at what's underneath here. Take a look at this. Oh my gosh. Look at all of those cute, well, you can see them right here. All of these cubed onions that are going to make me cry. Right here. How easy is that? Okay, so one last thing with onions. And let me move them out of my way, because they really will make me cry. Okay, I'm going to move them over here on my other cutting board. Woo-ha! Okay. You know, and that's one of the fun things about Tupperware. I know I have become a better cook since I've been a Tupperware consultant. I've learned how to do so many things and save myself so much time in the kitchen. Okay, these guys have got to move. Hold on, I'll be right back. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and now we're going to slice. So I want onions that I'm going to slice a little thinner. So I'm going to go ahead and just set that blade just a little further up. I don't want it to be that thin. And I'm going to start here, and I'm going to slice. And I'm going to bring it up, and I turn it so that it keeps slicing evenly. Whoa, that's a tough one. Okay, and that's the end of, as you can see it right there, that's the end. And take a look. Now those might be a little thicker than what you would like for your hamburgers. You can adjust the thickness to the thinness. These would be really good for stir fry. Oh my goodness, I've got to move them. And so how easy was that? And I can do onion after onion. I can also do tomatoes. I suggest that you use a Roma tomato. They're a little firmer tomato. I had some of the, what are these tomatoes on hand? I had some of the cocktail type tomatoes, but they're not firm enough. But you can do lemons, limes, you can do apples, you can do oranges, you can do zucchinis, you can do all different kinds of squash. You can go ahead and you can do cucumbers. There's just so much that you can do with the mandolin that I highly recommend having one of these in your kitchen. I think you'll love it. I think you'll enjoy using it, and you'll enjoy experimenting with it and all the things you can do. And we didn't even get into the crinkle cut and the things that you can do there. So thank you for joining me, everybody. And my name is Jerry, and I'm your Tupperware consultant. And have fun with your mandolin. Make sure that you get one in your kitchen. It's one of those tools that you're really going to enjoy having. My eyes are watering so much right now. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. And I'll be back with some other tips in the kitchen on gadgets that you can use that make life easier, because I'm all about cooking easy the Tupperware way. We have so many wonderful tools and so many wonderful products, and I brought them all into my kitchen since I've become a consultant, and I just love working with them. Take care. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.